Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. It's FA Cup final time. Chelsea and Liverpool for one of the biggest, the oldest officially, competition in professional footballing terms. The FA Cup is a trophy that is not yet magnificent in its appearance, but the history that goes behind this makes this competition something that no matter where football goes, no matter what the evolution of money is, no matter where clubs' biggest views and what they really want to achieve goes, the FA Cup, if you are there, you are in the competition, there is something about this competition that makes dreaming go absolutely hand in hand, congruent with what makes being a football fan such a beautiful thing. That magic, that mystery of winning a trophy, that the FA Cup holds all of those existential things within itself. Chelsea have an opportunity here to lift another major trophy. It's against a team who are still thinking, despite being very unlikely they're going to achieve it, they're thinking about a quadruple. But whether the Premier League is theirs or probably not going to be theirs, the way City are playing, Liverpool are still looking at a treble. They're looking at a League Cup final win over Chelsea, an FA Cup final win over Chelsea. Big clubs again, not like they've absolutely walked through it and somehow managed to play against flipping Barnsley in the final. No disrespect, first thing that came to my head that wasn't as big as Chelsea. Liverpool can still have a monumentally successful season, let alone the fact that Chelsea should want to win this trophy simply because it's there for us and it's a big one, to be able to stop Liverpool doing a quadruple, potentially. Even a double of domestic cups and being in a Champions League final, being in a title race until the last day of the season, which is probably the most likely outcome. Chelsea here can not only win something amazing, but we can also stop a team that we really don't like, that we really don't want to see go to unprecedented levels of club success. We can stop that party as well. There's the 2-minute speech over and done with at the beginning of this video. This is the Chelsea versus Liverpool FA Cup final preview. A game that, as a Chelsea fan, we look at current form. We look at where Liverpool's season has gone since they won their Champions League quarter-final. In comparison to us losing a Champions League quarter-final, we go out to Real Madrid and all of a sudden, even the league seems to be a little bit far away in terms of securing our needs of actually finishing in the Champions League. Now, it looks like we've pretty much done it. We've got Watford, who are relegated at home on the final day of the season. Chelsea need to look at this and not worry about the financial picture of potentially not making the Champions League. If Chelsea turn up at 70%, 60%, 50% probably, against Watford, at home on the final day of the season, we will finish in the top 4. So therefore, this game against Liverpool is what this season has built up to. It is the moment that really does cement whether this season was a good or a bad season. Chelsea won the Club World Cup, the Super Cup finals, winning 2 trophies that we've never won before. To then win the FA Cup on top of that against one of the best Premier League teams there's been. History. This Liverpool team, even if they don't win it, even if they don't win the Champions League, there's no denying, keeping respect in the conversation here, this is one of the best teams we've ever seen. And Chelsea in a cup final, even when your form's not been good, even when the opposition have just been so quite magnificent in the eyes of the footballing world, Chelsea Football Club in a cup final, whether that is League Cups, which by the way, we should have, could have won, Champions League, whatever it may be, we deliver. And I'm so excited for tomorrow because even though the realist inside of my brain says they're probably a lot better than we are, there's a bit of chaos going on around our club, we can't string a piece of good form together. But in a final, I back Chelsea against anybody, in any ground, against anyone. So without any further ado, I'm going to build my Chelsea starting 11 that I think can go out there tomorrow, beat Liverpool, disrupt their party, but above else, win Chelsea an FA Cup, put another piece of history in this trophy-laden history that Chelsea are so blessed to have. Without any further ado, we begin with Edouard Mendy. My phone keeps on going off and it's on silent. I don't know what that is, but it's seriously not working for me. It's annoying me. We begin with Edouard Mendy in goal. It's a cup final. We know that Kepa's been brought on before. We have seen storylines that have been wrote that haven't quite gone Kepa's way. And I think because Tuchel has gone with Mendy, even when Mendy's not been performing, I think tomorrow, all of these little caveats about, well, Kepa cup keeper, Kepa come on for penalties, who knows? I still think that Mendy gets picked tomorrow because he's Chelsea's number 1. It's the biggest game of our season and we want to go for the win. Not saying that we don't win with Kepa, but you keep your goalie in goal. We move into a back 3. Azpilicueta, Silva and Rudiger. The other day for the game against Leeds, we kept a clean sheet, scored 3 goals. And when I was picking my team, I was going between experience because we needed the win for the Champions League. In the back of my head, I was thinking maybe Chalobah plays over Azpi, but Azpi's the club captain. This is an FA Cup final. And again, Chelsea will need to call upon experience to beat a fabulous Liverpool football team. So, Azpi, Silva, Rudiger, what do we have here? Well, we have a Champions League winning backline for a start. We've got experience beyond comprehension. We've got Tony Rudiger, who's arguably been the best player since Thomas Tuchel came in, trying to win that trophy for him before he goes to Real Madrid. There's absolutely no doubt that this back line is the one to go for. I love Trevor, but there's more cup finals to come. Azpi's still here. He's the captain, and he starts this game. Moving in to the wing-backs. Reece James, Chelsea's best player, in my opinion. I put a poll on Twitter, and I asked people who's most important to Chelsea, who's more important to Chelsea. And most people said Reece James over Mason Mount. Reece might not get the same public praise that Mason Mount gets. At the same time, Reece doesn't get the criticism that Mount gets on Chelsea social media. But Reece James is such a key component to this Chelsea team. Not just the defensive nous to be able to deal with a front three that could include any of Diaz, Jota, Firmino, Mane, Salah. These guys are world-class footballers, every single one of them. And we need to have the most smart defensive minds as well as the brilliance that is Reece James going forward. Marcos Alonso has put in shifts against Liverpool before. He was brilliant in the Carabao Cup Final. We were so unlucky not to win the trophy. Alonso starts. We move into a midfield two. Kovacic, Daniel James, you're an idiot. There's many more profanities I would use, but I like to keep my content PG. You guys can do the rest for yourselves. Idiot. Dan James takes Kovacic out of another cup final. Kovacic, wonderful footballer. Baller, as people like to call it. He's not going to play this game. So therefore, Jorginho, who was excellent against Leeds, has final experience, has been in these positions. He plays alongside Ruben Loftus-Cheek. N'Golo Kante, not seen Tuchel's press conference, but as far as I'm aware, Kante's not ready to feature in this game. He might be, but at this point in time, Ruben has been doing okay. And I think with Jorginho alongside him, Ruben doesn't necessarily in this game have to think about the role. He just needs to be there for the team. Jorginho knows what he's doing. He knows how to conduct people around him. And underneath Jorginho's guidance, I think Ruben could be a very big player for Chelsea in this game. And that isn't just because if I had the choice, I'd pick Kante, but I don't think he's going to be ready. So Ruben's in there, and I back him to do a job. We move into the front three, and I've kept things the same as what we saw against Leeds. And this isn't at this point about players have just played a big game against Leeds and now it's a final. Should we change things? No, we do not. We stick with what is working right now. I said it in the preview for the Leeds game. I said every player in that front line has a very good reason to be out there. All of them scored a goal. And for this game against Liverpool, we've seen Pulisic do damage against Liverpool before. Lukaku against Van Dijk is a match that even though I don't fully say he's got him every time, I do know that Lukaku can give problems to Virgil van Dijk, which allows Pulisic, Mount to occupy pockets of space that normally Liverpool's captain and best player would come into. He's not the captain, Henderson is, but Van Dijk is the captain, if you know what I mean. That's why Liverpool are so good. They've got Henderson, they've got Van Dijk, they've got players all over that make them this huge first-rate Western 1-2-5 that's always late. Don't know where I'm going with that, but it makes them a force. You know, I'm trying to think of a train analogy, but then I think about English trains and they're always flipping late anyway. Doesn't work. Chelsea in a cup final against Liverpool. This is massive. Please let me know what you think of my starting 11 in the comments below. Kai Havertz, he's our cup final player, but with Lukaku's form, Havertz being out of form, I'm going with form in this game. Maybe Pulisic isn't there. Kai Havertz plays simply because it's a final. But I would pick this team. Let me know what you would do in the comments down below. Let me know your score predictions. My score prediction is a 1-1. And because it's a cup final, I've got to back Chelsea to win it in extra time. 3-1. Liverpool start chasing. They start panicking, knowing the league's gone. Worried about Madrid. And then Chelsea pounce. Thomas Tuchel's cup team, as people like to call us. I think we're more than that. I think we will be bigger and better than that. But at this point, that's what we're known as. So let's go out and lift another cup. FA Cup Final, Chelsea-Liverpool. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Cannot wait for this. See you tomorrow. Come on, you Blues.